Despite the outcome the first 2 days for the Phillies and their fans, it's been a very enjoyable weekend here in St. Louis weather-wise. Today, another beautiful day. Bright sunshine, blue skies, and we get set for Game 3 between the Phils and the Cards. The Phils looking to end a 4-game losing streak. The news, though, is not good for the Phillies. We found out earlier today that Cesar Hernandez has been placed on the disabled list with a left oblique strain. We thought yesterday that was a possibility, but now it's become reality. And Joaquin Benoit has been activated and will be in the bullpen for the Phils. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Ben Davis. The other part of that storyline, which we'll get into during the course of the game, is that Howie Kendrick is back at second base. He's played mostly left field for the Phillies here in 2017. All right, one of the other storylines today is that of Aaron Nola, who pitched very well his last time out. In fact, that was one of the 2 victories the Phils picked up on this road trip.
Yeah, hopefully he can duplicate that today. He said he had fastball command like he's never had before. He felt like he could put it wherever he wanted to put it. In, out, up, down. The curveball was good, mixing a couple changeups. But that fastball command, I know it sounds like a broken record. When his fastball, when he can command it in and out, he's going to have a lot of success.
Yeah, you talk about the changeup. The fact that he's throwing it 13% of the time this year, he threw it a tick below that against the Atlanta Braves. It was nice to see because he was maintaining velocity from start to finish in this outing.
Yes, he did, and that's a key for him. When he's at about 90, so when he elevates the baseball, it gets hit. When he's at about 93 to 95 and he elevates the baseball, it doesn't get hit. So hopefully he can keep that velocity up throughout the ball game.
All right, 97 pitches in his last game against the Braves. First pitch strikes 22 of the 29 batters that he faced, and he had a chance to sit down with our own Greg Murphy.
Well, Aaron Nola coming off arguably one of the best starts of your career, certainly down there in Atlanta, pitching today in St. Louis. I wanted to ask you, do you go back when you have a terrific start like that? Do you go back and take a look at what was working for you so that you can learn from those successful starts?
Yeah, usually I'll go in after I pitch in that night or maybe the next day when I get to the ballpark and kind of look over what I did and look over the positives and negatives from that game, and then try to work on them during the week in between my next start.
When you look at a start like the one you had in Atlanta, what jumped out at you as the most positive thing? I mean, obviously you had terrific command. Is that what it's all about? I mean, does it all start right there?
Yeah, I think it all starts right there and it ends right there too. I think the biggest thing for me that night was getting ahead in the count and evening counts up and getting early outs and mixing in a double play in there. That's always a pitcher's best friend, obviously. So I think just getting early outs it's easier to go deeper in the game. So that's what I tried to do.
So much was made after the game about the conversation that you had with Bob and Pete leading into that game, where they, in a word, challenged you and Jared to just be better, than you had. When your manager and your pitching coach talks to you that frankly, does it resonate? Is it something that you said to yourself, "Wow, okay, you know what, it's time"?
Absolutely. Jared and me, we definitely knew what we needed to do. We definitely knew we needed to go longer. We needed to pitch better, and that meeting was pretty much, that's what it was all about. And definitely encouraged us to go out and give it a little extra. And I think we've done that, and I think we're going to try to continue to do that.
Before I let you go, just big picture, this is a building process for this organization. You are a building block. Jared is a building block. It's the young rotation that we're watching right now. When you stop and think, right now things not going exactly the way you guys would probably hope back there in the clubhouse, but can you look forward and see the future and see where this is all headed?
Yeah, I try not to focus too much on that. I mean, to look at the positives from our losses, I feel like a lot of them have come from not really blowouts. Like last night, 3-2 loss, and I think that's big for us. I mean, obviously we don't want to lose those games. We want to win those games, but losing by 1 run, 2 runs, I think we can definitely build on that as the year goes on and the future goes on.
All right, Aaron, well, hoping you're building on the last start that you had down there in Atlanta. Good luck today as you pitch today.
Thank you, Murph.
Guys, back upstairs to you.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. So Aaron Nola will take the baseball today. Who will be opposed by? Well, Adam Wainwright, making his 13th start of the season. He is 6-4 with an ERA of 4.82. And speaking of Adam Wainwright, we're going to talk about him when we return. He's a little different pitcher than what we're used to. A little more curveball action than fastball. We'll talk about Adam Wainwright when we return to Busch Stadium. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. At Busch Stadium, you're usually out to see Ryan Howard take some swings. He's no longer with the team, and a lot of times you see him face Adam Wainwright, the starting pitcher today for the St. Louis Cardinals. For years, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. 2 years, he won 20 games or more. 2 other years, he won 19 games. He's been solid. He's a very different pitcher now than what he was, let's say, 3 years ago for the Cards.
He sure is. That fastball not where it used to be in the mid-90s. He's sit about 90, 91. But in my opinion, I think he's getting too cutter happy. He's always had a very good curveball, but now he seems to be throwing that cutter over and over, and he's getting hurt by it, especially by righties out over the plate.
Well, his numbers against the Phillies have been fantastic. A 2.85 ERA, only 4 home runs allowed in 82 innings of work. So this is the good of Adam Wainwright. This is a game against the Colorado Rockies where he did seem to have a lot of things going.
Yeah, and if you can do it in that ballpark, you can do it anywhere. And it's really been a Jekyll and Hyde for him this season. He started off very poorly, and then the numbers started to get a little bit better. His last outing, though, not too good. But the Phillies can really look to just make him not really so much expand the zone, but make sure they get a fastball up and hammer it.
All right, so his last start, which is at the bottom there against the Reds, 3 2/3, 9 earned runs. 4 of those runs came on one swing from Scooter Gennett. That was the day Scooter Gennett hit 4 home runs in the ball game. So it is game 3 of the series between the Phils and the Cardinals. When we return, we'll get you set for today's game by going back to the CSN studios. We get prepared for the final game of this 3-game series. Adam Wainwright and the rest of the Cardinals are a little tardy right now. Here comes Wainwright, finally popping out of the dugout, getting this game started. He'll come out and get himself warmed up. Meeting one of the young fans who was randomly chosen to go out and meet their favorite Cardinals player. The Phillies do this for Sunday home games. The starting 9. It's a fantastic promotion. And for a lot of these kids, this is the closest they will ever get to their favorite baseball player. There's Pete Macadam. He's had to do some shuffling of his lineup here today because of the injury that we told you about yesterday to Cesar Hernandez. Let's take a look at his lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So with Cesar going on the DL, it means Nava will get a chance to play some more. He's batting second and playing left field. And Howie Kendrick will play second base now, moving forward, at least for the foreseeable future. And will bat third for today's ball game. A couple guys have hitting streaks going, including Tommy Joseph. And they'll be on the line today against right-hander Adam Wainwright, who is 6-4 with an earned run average of 4.82. 56 strikeouts in 65 and a third innings of work. Velocity's not where it used to be, but aside from his Reds game, his last time out, he has kind of figured out how to pitch his way through a game.
He sure has. And that's why I talked about hitting that fastball in the open. Opponent's hitting 322 against that heater. The velocity down. It's at about 90 to 91. I think he's just fallen in love with that cutter. It's good, but sometimes I think he needs to get back in counts with his fastball as opposed to that cutter.
Oh, Odubel Herrera with Cesar on the disabled list will get a chance to be the leadoff hitter once again. So he will start things off for the Phils. Time now for our Nissan keys to today's game.
Aaron Nola coming off that great start. Don't want to see him fall behind with the changeup. I like him to use it, but don't fall behind in counts with that. And the offense, I need more from the bottom of that lineup. That's going into today's ball game. 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters are 0 for their last 36.
That's not good. Well, here's Odubel. Odubel is 2 for 8 this series and 9 for 24 on the road trip with 22 doubles. And the first pitch of the day is a fastball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. 88 miles an hour with that fastball for Wainwright. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wainwright last time out lasted just 3 2/3 against the Reds. He allowed 9 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks. He threw 89 pitches. And he allowed the first of the 4 home runs by Scooter Gennett. And his reaction was priceless. A grand slam that he allowed to Gennett, and he was fuming out on the mound at himself more than anything else. Well, Gennett went on to hit 4 home runs that afternoon, or that evening, I should say. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Herrera. Odubel's hit in 9 consecutive games. He's hitting .414 during that stretch. And he lines that one into right field, a base hit. That was a breaking ball that hung up there. And Odubel is aboard to start this game.
Hey, he hung that one. And Odubel did a good job of staying back and shooting it to right field.
Well, here's Scooter Gennett's grand slam. Watch the reaction from Wainwright. He knew he left a pitch that was up in the zone. So he spent the time in between trying to fine-tune that curveball, which he does throw more this year than he did last year. In fact, he throws curveball more than he did last year, his cutter more than he did last year. And now Daniel Nava. Nava hitting .306 this year, and he's making his 14th start. And Pete did say that Daniel will get a chance to play a little bit more now that Cesar is on the DL, because Howie is going to play second base. Cesar is already off to Philadelphia, where he'll have that oblique looked at. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
know how that didn't hit him.
Oh, it went right between his legs.
No.
One ball, one strike. Slapped foul, 1-2. Nava does have 3 hits and 4 career at-bats against Wainwright. One of those hits a home run. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Beth Boger of Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Then Beth, I mean, it's not Powerball numbers that the winner won yesterday in California, but it is $500. Introducing the new signature crafted recipes at McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Good luck, Beth.
Another foul ball. Wasn't going to hit you, Murph.
You flinching for?
Says the guy up in the booth 200 feet in the air.
That net's there to protect you.
That net starts at my forehead and goes up.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should stand on a stool or something. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bouncer to first. That's a foul ball. Points for trying with Matt Carpenter.
Murph, I would like to wish you and Tom both a happy National Corn on the Cob Day.
Boy, you could not wait to say that, huh?
Is that today already?
Yeah,
It's today,
wow.
June 11th.
Seems like it was just yesterday.
I can't eat corn, Ben, but thanks.
Isn't it a vegetable?
Yeah, very starchy. Can't eat it.
Oh, man. I don't even know who you are anymore. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nava. A breaking ball outside, 2-2. If anybody's in a buffet somewhere and you see Greg Murphy in 12 days, get out of the way.
A little first and third action here.
Nava staying alive. Phillies come in 21-39 on the season. They're going the wrong way as far as the win-loss record goes. They've lost 4 consecutive games. 2-2 to Nava. And he lines one toward the middle, a base hit it to center field. Odubel to second base. He'll hold up there. Now that puts runners on first and second. After 4 foul balls, Daniel Nava connects on the second hit of this inning for the Phillies.
A heck of an at bat by Daniel Nava. A couple of those were emergency hacks, just trying to get a bat on it. Live to see another pitch. Finally gets one he can handle. The bullet back up the middle.
That is the 8th pitch of the at bat for Nava. Howie Kendrick 2 for 6 in this series. Now you see the numbers, over 1,100 games at second base, but a majority of the games last year and this year were in left field. And he bunts at it and misses. 0-1.
He was bunting for a hit. You never like to see your 3-hole hitter give himself up, especially in the first inning.
I think it was partly he was going to try to push it to the right side, and Carpenter is way back and off the line at first. And even if he tried to get it to third, Jerko is back at third base too. And a liner out toward left field, and it's caught by Pham. Well, they've hit 3 balls rather hard. And now Tommy Joseph coming up in an RBI situation. Phillies have not scored a run in 15 consecutive innings. Tommy has hit in 6 consecutive games. Ground ball toward the home, base hit it to left field. Herrera's around third, heading for home. Pham's throw to the plate is offline, and the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. An RBI single by Tommy Joseph, and the Phils' scoreless streak is over after 15 consecutive innings.
Right man, right spot. I didn't know if Odubel was going to make it. Looked like he was kind of shocked that Juan Samuel was trying to send him right there.
Yeah, he was high stepping, trying to get his stride back.
Tommy just shoots us just past Jed Jerko. I think that throws on line. Might have a play at the plate.
Juan Samuel, knowing that his team has not scored a whole lot of runs, trying to be aggressive. And now Michael Saunders with 6 home runs this year, hitting only .207 on the season. And he takes high 1-0. Saunders has 1 hit in 13 at bats on this road trip so far. Broken back ground ball right side. And they'll get the out at first base. The runners move up. Two outs here in the first. Now second and third for Franco. Michael is 2 for 24 on the road trip. His average also under 210, hitting .208. He has thrived when he swings at the first pitch. Not lately, but overall hitting .414 against the first pitch. But when he gets to 2 strikes, that's when he has some problems. And he takes that one. And it's 0-1. Only 3 first-inning runs for Wainwright, counting today. Down the right field line, and that'll just drop into foul territory. All right, so here we go. No balls, 2 strikes. Franco hitting .154 this year. So susceptible to the breaking pitch. Just a .141 average against the breaking ball. Susceptible to the changeup. Hitting .175 against the change. But excellent numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. No 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There's the cutter. First strikeout for Wainwright. So the Phils settle for 1 run here in the first inning. Aaron Nola has the lead to work with as we go to the bottom of the first here in St. Louis. spot we saw the last couple of days. It includes Eric Fryer batting 8th and playing behind the plate for the injured Yadier Molina, who is still battling a stiff back. And they will face Aaron Nola. Nola 3-3 with an earned run average of 4.28. And he is hoping to build on what he did last time against the Atlanta Braves.
Yes, he is. 8 innings pitched. He was on top of his game, really on top of his game, and hopefully he can duplicate that today. And it all starts with his fastball command. He'll sit about 92 with that heater. Good changeup, very good breaking ball. Overall good numbers against these Cardinals, so hopefully, again, he can duplicate that again.
Well, they'll face Matt Carpenter. Carpenter is now 6 for 16 as the leadoff batter for the Cardinals. Hitting .222, 11 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Has a couple RBIs during this series. Phillies have the overshift on against him in the first pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Carpenter has 1 hit and 3 at bats against Aaron Nola. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball is a 90 and 91 so far for Aaron. Topped up at 95 in his last outing against the Braves. Today's ball game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language on the menu on your cable box. Fastball, 3-1. Nola in that game against the Braves just allowed 5 hits. He struck out 6, walked only 1. It was a 3-1 victory. And there's a looper out towards center, caught by Freddie Galvis.
Didn't think he was going to get there, Tom, but excellent play by Freddie once again.
It looked like he was running in quicksand initially, but he was gauging his jump. Nice play.
Always want to keep that leadoff guy off the bases.
So an out here in the first inning, and now Dexter Fowler will be the batter. No balls and 1 strike. Fowler is 2 for 10 in the number 2 spot for St. Louis. A Cardinals team that has tried 54 different lineups this year, just to try to find some kind of offensive mojo. 54 different lineups in 61 games. Mike Matheny decided to put Carpenter back in the leadoff spot and Fowler back in the Fowler in the number 2 spot, because Fowler was struggling so much, hitting just .207 here in the month of June. Must have been a bit inside. Tom Woodring is the home plate umpire tonight, or today. Ed Hickox at first, Ron Culpa at second. He's the crew chief. These pitches are awfully close. Pulled into right field, a base hit. Oh, Saunders got to hurry. Nope, it's going to get to the wall. That'll allow Fowler to get to second base. And he's there with his 9th double of the season. A 1-out extra base hit. And that will bring Piscotty to the plate. Oh, we mentioned the Phillies during the open had to make a roster move today. We kind of anticipated it after what happened yesterday. And Murph, it's not anything that Pete Buchanan wanted to do, but he had to do.
Obviously trying to fill that spot that Cesar Hernandez is going to vacate. That'll be the question going forward. From a bookkeeping standpoint, yes, Joaquin Benoit off the disabled list. He is available today in the Phillies bullpen. Cesar Hernandez, as you mentioned, Tom, headed back to Philadelphia to get that left oblique strain checked out. And, you know, you hear that kind of injury, and it is always such a big question mark. We just saw Howie Kendrick dealing with that earlier this season, where he missed 6 weeks of the season. Now, they talked to Cesar before the game and asked him, you know, do you think it could be something that lingers that long? He said emphatically, absolutely not. He's going to go get checked out tomorrow. He's going to get an MRI done. But he seemed to think this was going to be a very minimal stay on the disabled list, 10 days maybe, and then back off. Certainly, that is what the Phillies hope. He is a productive guy in that lineup and certainly a terrific defender as well. So it does not seem very serious. He does not seem nervous about it at all. So he'll head back, get checked out, and wait and see. But that certainly is good news in talking with him this morning.
Absolutely. 2-1 to Piscotty, and he pulls that one. Diving stop by Franco to his feet, and his throw is wide, so Piscotty is safe at first. And runners on first and second with 1 man down. That's unfortunate because Franco did a heck of a job getting to that baseball, had plenty of time to throw Piscotty out.
Looks like he just had trouble getting it out of his glove. It saves a run. The way Fowler can run, you see him just double clutch there in his glove, throws it up the line. But double play still in order right now.
Yep. And Jed Jerko's the hitter. It has been scored a hit for Piscotty. And a fastball, 0-1. Normally when you look at that play, you have to make it 2 separate plays. It's unfortunate for the fielder because he made a diving stop. That's one part of it. But then he gets up and he has time to make the throw. And as an official scorer, you usually make it 2 separate plays. And most would give that an E5 because the throw would have gotten him at first base. But the scorer here has decided to give him a hit.
I would give him a hit.
Would you?
Yes.
First and second, 1 man down. And a tapper foul, 1-2. Jerko .312 with 8 home runs, 27 runs batted in. He has 4 ribbies in this series. Turn back towards second. Got him on the outside part of the plate with that changeup, I guess. And because it was 86 miles an hour, but whatever it was, it produces the strikeout, and there are 2 outs.
It's a changeup. Good movement on that. Very good. Actually doubled up. The pitch before that Jerko fouled off was at 83. That was a good one as well.
Well, now they got to get Diaz with 2 men down and runners on first and second. Curveball, and it's 0-1. Well, that was a really good pitch right there to start him off. Diaz sitting fastball, it seemed.
And Aaron said in the interview with Murph that was what was so good about his last outing. He was able to get ahead of hitters. You put a hitter on the defensive, that just changes the whole at bat.
I forgot to ask Pete today if he was calling the pickoffs and those turns back to second, since he didn't do it yesterday. 1 ball, 1 strike to Diaz. Another curveball inside, 2-1. Fastball back toward the middle, and Galvis has it, throws on the run in time to get Diaz. An excellent play to wrap up the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. And Freddie Galvis continues to play fantastic defense at shortstop, helping out Aaron Nola to get to the second inning. They've got 2 games coming up against the Boston Red Sox on Wednesday and Thursday. Both games are at 7:05. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Top of the second inning, Andrew Knapp, Freddie Galvis, and Aaron Nola to lead it off. Andrew Knapp is hitless in his last 10 ABs. Well, that was kind of like an eephus pitch from Adam Wainwright.
It was a slow one.
It sure was. 63 miles an hour. I wonder if that would register as a knuckleball, like Andres Blanco in Atlanta the other day. Wainwright, a 3-time All-Star. He's won 2 Gold Gloves. He's won 20 games twice, 19 games twice. He is now 35 years old. He's won 140 games, and we mentioned his last outing against the Reds where he allowed 9 earned runs. Prior to that, he had been 4-0 with a 0.34 earned run average in his previous 4 starts. Winning percentage among active pitchers, he is number 5. And now 3-2 to Knapp.
Told you opponents hitting .322 against that fastball this year. Over the last 2 seasons, opponents hitting .354 against that heater. Overall. That's amazing.
You wonder how much longer he's going to pitch. You know, as we said, he's only 35. His contract with the Cardinals is up after next year. I think the way he's throwing now, because he's a smart guy.
Right.
If he can keep his fastball close to 90, he can probably still pitch for a few more years. But he's just got to be down in the zone. Ball hit off the net and then caused Aaron Altair and Andres Blanco to sort of dance around it.
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, they're saying they're getting that pitch count up, which you'd like to see.
Well, he had an 8-pitch at bat to Nava, and now this will be the 9th pitch of the at bat to Andrew Knapp. And a base hit through the right side for Andrew.
And that's the icing on the cake. Making him throw all those pitches. Top it off with a knock.
That'll bring Freddie Galvis to the plate. Murph, what's going on, buddy?
Well, it's time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact, presented by Clean Crisp Coors Light. You guys talking about Adam Wainwright. Take a look at this. All-time leaders in games played for the St. Louis Cardinals organization. The great Bob Gibson right on top with 482, followed by Bob Forsch, another great one. But Adam Wainwright, number 5 on the list. Been around in this town for a long time, been in a Cardinal uniform for a very long time, and as you guys were pointing out, been a very effective pitcher for a very long time as well.
Yeah, the combination of Carpenter and Wainwright was so effective for the Cardinals. And Wainwright, back in 2006, you know, he was a reliever for this Cardinals team that went to the World Series. He closed the last 2 games of the regular season and then wound up being the closer in the postseason for the Cardinals. Saved 2 games in the last week and then 4 games in the postseason. In fact, he threw that curveball to Carlos Beltran of the Mets that knocked the Mets out of the postseason and sent the Cardinals into the World Series. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wainwright.
That curveball at 69. I think he has more success when he throws it harder. It doesn't have as much curve in it, as much depth when he throws it that soft.
Outside, 3-1. Runner at first base. A lot of times that's when Freddie thrives. Freddie, a .333 average with runners on base with only 9 strikeouts. Outside, ball 4, and that'll put runners on first and second, and it'll give Nola a chance to sacrifice the runners up. And you're right, they are really running his pitch count up. Nola does not have a sacrifice bunt this season, surprisingly.
Has some soft hands here. They will be putting a lot of pressure on Aaron Nola right here. See Carpenter and Jerko already starting to creep in. It's the old wheel play the Cardinals just ran. Shortstop will creep this way, head to third base. Everybody crashes, basically just abandon second base.
And the ball bunted foul. It's now 0-2. You
don't see that a whole lot anymore.
Why do you think you don't see it anymore?
I think now they're just really trying to just get an out.
Whereas before?
Whereas before they really want to get that lead runner.
That curved ball over the shoulder of Nola.
That'd be the last pitch I would throw there. Curveball, easiest pitch to bunt. It's already going down. It's slower, which makes it easier, and already has a downward movement. Throw a four-seam fastball right at the belt.
Well, now it's 2-2. Bouncer back toward the middle and over the second base bag. They call the out at second, and Nola is safe at first. Well, that was a weird play.
Kidding me?
Matt Carpenter thought he may have gotten Aaron Nola at first initially, but they're not going to review it. But let's talk about that play at second base. That was fantastic.
It sure was fantastic.
Colton Wong was in the right place, right time.
Just the fact that he's able to get back there, I was hoping it was going to hit the bag. He just puts his right foot on that bag and makes the exchange, and he would have gotten Aaron at first base, but Carpenter can't find the bag. This is an excellent play. Talk about being in the right spot at the right time. I was really hoping it would just hit that bag, and
that's what I thought was going to happen.
Man.
All right, so they do get one runner over. It's first and third with one out. And here's Odubel, who singled his first time up and scored the run. Off the hands, fair ball down the left field line. A run will score. Nola's on his way to third. Softly, the throw to third is in time. They got him on the shoulder. Good recovery by Pham. It's 2-0 Phillies.
I know he's not accustomed to running the bases, but he's got to be a better read than that for Aaron Nola. I hurt the ball club. It hurt himself, because he would have had second and third with just the one out. This is an excellent play by Pham, throwing it on the run. Good tag there by Jerko.
I didn't know if he actually got him on the shoulder, but he did. That's a great shot right there. So Pham gets his third outfield assist of the season. It's 2-0 Phillies, and they have a runner at second base and two outs.
But Aaron very casual going around second base there. Really didn't turn it on until he got halfway to third.
Yeah, once he started where he was soft around second, he probably should have just stayed there. I mean, unfortunately. Two and 0 to Daniel Nava. He had an 8-pitch at bat his first time up. And by the way, that's the 11th double for Odubel Herrera here in the month of June. And we haven't even reached the midway point of the month. He has 13 extra base hits here in the month. And his 11 doubles are now just 3 shy of Pinky Whitney's modern day record of 14 in the month of June.
Old Pinky.
The most doubles ever in a month is 18 by Chuck Klein. He didn't have a cool nickname. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, 24 pitches this inning for Wainwright after 22 in the first inning. A bouncer foul. Another long at bat. I don't know if that ball got a piece of Daniel Nava's foot or something. Going on a little Sunday stroll. All right, so here's the 7th pitch of the at bat against Nava after 8 pitches his first time up. And a bouncer foul. Swing and a miss. This time Wainwright wins the battle. The Phillies get one somewhat unorthodox run here in the second. Probably could have had a lot more. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Our GMC Precision play of the game.
Off the bat of Aledmys Diaz. Comes in charging hard. It's a heck of a play by Freddie to prevent a run. Moving to his left. And the inning, that is your GMC Precision play of the day.
Well, the Phils have a 2-0 lead, 2 runs on 5 hits. And now we go to the bottom of the second. Tommy Pham, Colton Wong, Eric Fryer. Yesterday, Carlos Martinez, his first ever complete game shutout. First ever complete game, and it was a shutout. 11 strikeouts. And his breaking stuff was fantastic. That's all the coaching staff could talk about. 1 ball and no strikes to Pham. Who has walked a couple times in this series. He also has a couple hits.
I like that Aaron continues to go inside with his fastball. I think he'll start getting that pitch called as long as he keeps pounding the zone.
Velocity's a little down though today. Knapp wanted the changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I know I said it to you twice during the break, but that was an awful lot of stuff going on in that half inning.
It sure was.
To only get 1 run.
Andrew Knapp's the one who scored that 1 run. And a fastball right down the chute. That's at 96 miles an hour. I guess his velocity is fine. 2 outs, or excuse me, 1 out, second strikeout.
Just some paint right here. Nice pitch there by Aaron.
So Aaron now will face Colton Wong, who's hitting .288. He has 3 hits in this series. First inning last time out against the Braves, the curveball wasn't where it needed to be for Aaron. And he said after the start, I think it was the next day, that he recognized it and just started to make some adjustments with it, with where his arm slot was. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. 3 straight curveballs, 2 outs here in the second. Here's that curveball, the last one.
Nice job of back footing that curveball.
Fastball to Fryer. Fryer catching for the 3rd consecutive day. There's probably a little growing concern right now about Yadier Molina, whose back is still stiff and has been out for 3 straight days. Mike Matheny knows a thing or two about playing every day, but Yadier since 2005 has averaged 130 games a year. Since 2009, he's averaged 136 games per year. He has been durable, yet he has been a workhorse. He was walking around the other day, and he was not moving all that well, just but walking. As Fryer fouls it back, it's 3-2.
I watched a lot of that World Baseball Classic, and I watched, obviously, a lot of the games with Puerto Rico, and I don't remember any pitcher shaking him off. Not once. Not once. They got their sign and they went. Put a lot of trust in that man, number 4.
Bouncer foul, and it remains 3-2. Well, they have the best catching prospect in all of baseball in Carson Kelly, 22 years old. So they could bring him up to be the backup eventually. I mean, they just signed Yachty to an extension, and the thought is that he'll eventually do what Buster Posey does, play some first base, and they can move Carpenter around because they would like to take the burden off him a little bit. Bouncer to second base. Kendrick waits for it. It's like old hat for him.
They want to take the burden off him and don't play him 145 games a year. Let him sit a day game after a night game.
Stop protecting the catchers, Ben.
That's all I'm saying.
We'll go to the third. Howie Kendrick will lead it off for the Phillies when we come back. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line.
Tony La Russa.
Who was the first player in World Series history to lead off a game with a home run? A game 7 with a home run.
First player in World Series history.
That answer will be revealed in just a little bit. Adam Wainwright will face Howie Kendrick as we begin the third. It's Glove Day, by the way, here at Busch Stadium. Sponsored by Rawlings. And it's a real cool giveaway. Yesterday was the Cardinals Hawaiian shirt. Phillies will have that on Sunday. Kendrick pops the first pitch foul. He lined out to left field his first time up.
For only throwing this changeup 3% of the time, he's thrown it quite a bit today. He actually threw 2 to Odubel Herrera to lead off the game in that at bat.
Out toward left field. Pham on the run. He won't get it. It's going to go to the wall. And Kendrick is on his way to second base, and he'll get there standing with his 7th double of the year.
Well, he lined out to Pham his first at bat. Really hit the ball well. This was even harder. It's it right on past Pham, and the Phillies have something going here in the third. Curveball that just hung up again. A good separation between his stride and his hands going back.
I don't know if they would go to the bullpen that early, but he has already given up 6 hits, and there's nobody out here in the third. Tommy Joseph, the batter, with a runner in scoring position. Tommy had an RBI his last time up. He hits this one to right field. I'm not sure if Kendrick will be able to advance. Piscotty makes the catch. And he won't be able to advance, so 1 out. Follow Phillies baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season with game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. Saunders grounded out his first time up, broke his bat on that ground out. Over by second base. Diaz can't see it, but now is able to find it and make the catch. Boy, Michael Saunders really is struggling. He's 0 for 2 today, and now 1 for 15 on the road trip. And now Franco. Back toward the middle, backhanded by Wong. He was shaded that way. Franco broke his bat, retired on the shift. That turns out to be a 7-pitch inning for Adam Wainwright. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Phillies up 2-0. Your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Phillies lead at 2-0. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. And Adam Wainwright will lead things off. Wainwright's always been a very good hitting pitcher.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful with him. He will take you up top.
And
a .565 slugging percentage.
Takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
He's got to start getting these pitches.
Wainwright has 10 career home runs, including 2 this year. One ball, 2 strikes. Just a little low, 3-2. 41 pitches so far. At a strike 3 called. 4 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. A semi-check swing from Wainwright. And back to the top of the order for Carpenter. Our pitch cast presented by GMC.
Was a strike.
Carpenter lined out softly his first time up. Ball, 1 strike. Center field, pretty well hit. Odubel going back toward the track, looking for the wall, makes the catch. And there are 2 outs here in the 3rd. Dexter Fowler's coming up. 2 great post-game fireworks shows are coming up at Philadelphia, sponsored by Xfinity. On Thursday, July 6th, when the Pirates are in town, there'll be fireworks after the 6:05 game. Friday the 7th, there'll be fireworks after the Padres 6:35 game. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Phillies will play a 4:05 4th of July game. And no fireworks after that ball game, of course. Plenty of fireworks in the city at that time. Fowler doubled his first time to the plate. Change up low, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's out toward left field. Playable for Nava. And a 1-2-3 3rd inning for Aaron Nola. Nola's set aside 8 consecutive hitters. We'll move to the 4th with the Phillies up 2-0. High prices on water, cooler rentals, and hidden fees. Call W.B. Mason and order all natural Blizzard spring water available in 5-gallon bottles and small packs at a price you will love. Exclusively from who? But W.B. Mason. 2-0 as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. It'll be Knapp, Galvis, Nola. Knapp started the rally in the 2nd, which produced a run for the Phils on the RBI from Odubel Herrera. Knapp scored his 9th run of the season.
Run in there, grab some water, get your guards off, chest protector, throw your batting gloves on, head up there. Not easy, Tom.
Well, I think it's good, though. I think his adrenaline's going, and I think that's always a good thing for a hitter. Curveball, see, gave him a chance to relax a little bit. Threw him a curveball, so now it's 1-0. Inside, 2-0.
Remember being in spring training and having that happen and going up to home plate when your legs weren't accustomed to, the catching and the rigors of it. And you get up there and your knees just start wobbling.
Yeah. Outside 3-0, particularly if you caught a long inning.
Yeah.
And he walks on 4 pitches. So he's on board for the 2nd time today. And now Galvis will come up. That's the 2nd walk issued by Wainwright.
I don't remember Freddie fouling a ball off his right shin. Do you? He's wearing that.
He's been wearing that for a while on this road trip.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not noticed that.
I think he was wearing one that was a little lower early on in the road trip. Oh, and 1 to Galvis with Knapp over at first. The 4th time today that the leadoff batter has been on base for the Phils. That one's going to go to shortstop, and it's dropped by Diaz. That's interesting. It's an out at shortstop, according to the second base umpire, Ron Culpa. Usually, you have to make a clean exchange. The throwing hand has to be able to grab the baseball out before it's ruled an out.
I think he was making the transition.
I think he was. That must be what Ron Culpa saw. But it usually has to be a clean, take the ball out of the glove. Nola swing it away with a runner at first and 1 out. The corners were pinching in, thinking he was going to bunt. That time he was going to bunt.
Very deliberate today is Wainwright.
And a strike 3 called. He got him with a curveball. 3rd strikeout for Wainwright. CSN podcasts give you a deeper insight into the Phillies sports landscape with unfiltered opinions. This week's topics include the MLB draft, the Eagles wide receiver situation, and the requirements to being a team leader. Be a fly on the wall in our newsroom. Subscribe and download all of CSN's podcasts on Apple, Google Play, or on csnphilly.com. 2 outs, top of the order. Here's Odubel Herrera. Odubel has a single and a double today, an RBI double. He needs a triple here, Ben, to keep the natural cycle in play. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. .70 pitches for Wainwright. It certainly helped that he threw only 7 pitches in the third. Curveball. 2-2.
Talk about Wainwright being deliberate. Eric Fryer not accustomed to catching Adam Wainwright. I think that a lot has to do with it. Not getting on the same page. There's a good curveball there by Wainwright.
Odubel waves over top of that curveball. 3 straight. And 4 strikeouts now for Wainwright. So the Phils leave the leadoff base runner on first. So Knapp will go back to work behind the plate when we return for the bottom of the 4th. Something to smile about. How about Cricket Wireless? We take a look at some of the youngsters here at the ballpark today. They're all smiles, getting a chance to watch the Phils and the St. Louis Cardinals. They They also got that glove you see right there. That was the giveaway today. Even guys as little as that one right there get the baseball glove when they came to the ballpark today. Cricket, something to smile about. Phillies are smiling right now because they have a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Aaron Nola will face Stephen Piscotty, Jed Gyorko, and Diaz. Piscotty singled his first time up. And a curveball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. That's probably the most erratic curveball that Nola has thrown. That's the one pitch that he came with from the college game that was always exceptional. Change up, 2-0. Balls, no strikes to Piscotty. Swing and a miss, 94. He jumped that one up a little bit. Although it didn't happen in this at bat. Aaron Nola has been able to manage his first pitches for strikes over the course of his last few starts. And he walks Piscotty. That's the first walk issued by Nola. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. ShopChooseNissan.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. We wander around the 400 level here at Busch Stadium. Had 3 very good crowds this weekend. Gyorko takes a strike, 0-1.
The weather's been nice. It's been a little warm the last couple days, but
we like warm in the summer, Ben. Yes, no?
Yeah, I don't like it hot.
You want hot. It's going to be hot when we get to Arizona. No way that roof's going to be open in Phoenix.
No.
114 is the scheduled temperature. No balls, 1 strike to Gyorko. And a bit low, 1-1. Cardinals picked up Jed Gyorko from the Padres. It turned out to be a good pickup since he had 30 home runs last season. He's in the middle of a 5-year contract. Everybody kind of scratched their head when the Padres signed him to a 5-year, $39 million contract. But at this point, in baseball terms, if he's going to hit 30 home runs a year, then a $7.5 million a year contract is a bargain. He is signed through the 2019 season, and there's an option for 2020.
They needed him last year when Peralta went on the shelf. Had to go get somebody.
Out in front of a curveball, 1-2. You got a desire to throw that pitch again here? 1 ball, 2 strikes to him?
Yes. Come right back with it.
Turco, now 28 years old, made his major league debut when he was 24 out of West Virginia. He is a Mountaineer. Another toss over to first.
Remember, my brother went on a recruiting visit down there, and we have relatives in Wheeling, West Virginia, so we went down there. That campus is enormous.
It is enormous. It is the town, basically.
It's huge.
Swing and a miss. He did go back with a curveball. 5 strikeouts for Nola. And 1 away.
So we got Jerko with a changeup his first at bat, and comes back with a good hook in this one. Well, that's just a hard breaking ball. Same arm motion as he throws his fastball. That's what makes it so effective.
Well, now Diaz. Diaz grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Runner goes. Pitch is tapped foul. And Piscotty will go back to first.
Give you some indication of how the Cardinals offense has been lately. Mike Matheny putting the hit and run on, down 2 runs in the 4th inning, just trying to get something working for this lineup.
Diaz, who made the All-Star team last year as a rookie. He is out of Santa Clara, Cuba. He defected to Mexico, played briefly in Mexico City. He was friends growing up with Jose Fernandez when both were living in Cuba. Defected from Cuba while playing in the Netherlands, and then had to wait 18 months before he could eventually sign a contract with a major league team. No balls and 2 strikes. Popped him up. Foul territory, first base side. Tommy Joseph says he has it. Yeah, there are 2 outs. And here's Tommy Pham, who struck out looking his first time up. Curveball 0-1. Boy, he's had a good curveball today. Count on one hand the curveballs that have not been effective pitches today.
Just so free and easy. I said that in his first start against the Pirates when he came back from that back injury. Ball was just exploding out of his hand, not a ton of effort out there on the mound, and he had good finish on all his pitches.
No balls and 1 strike to Pham, and a curveball on the inside corner. Piscotty started the inning with a walk. Jerko struck out for the first out, and Aledmys Diaz popped out in foul territory in the first base side, and now the count is 0-2 to Tommy Pham, and a breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was Tommy Pham and injuries to the rest of the infielders that opened the door for Ledmez Diaz last year to come up and be part of the Cardinals, eventually leading him to an all-star appearance. 1-2 pitch coming to Pham. Bouncer out towards shortstop. Nice play by Freddie Galvis. Leads Kendrick to the bag. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We will move to the 5th. Phil's up 2-0. Will give out the Hawaiian shirts, compliments of Chevrolet. It's Chevrolet Father's Appreciation Day. All men 15 and older will receive that Hawaiian shirt that Tommy Joseph is wearing. Go to Phillies.com for more information and to order your tickets. And Daniel Nava will lead it off. Nava hits it out toward left field, right at Pham. 1 pitch, 1 away. And here's Howie Kendrick. Kendrick 1 for 2 today. He's lined out sharply to left, and then he took a hanging curveball and blasted it to left field past Pham and to the wall. Howie was out today taking ground balls at second base with Larry Boa hitting the baseball to him. Mickey Morandini was out there as well. Mickey was over at third base and making throws to second. Howie said it's not difficult to make the transition back to second because he's taken ground balls there not as often as he used to when he was an everyday second baseman. He's really had just the one play today where he's been comfortable on the throw over to first. But today they worked on double plays. They worked on drawn in infield. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yes.
And they worked on regular ground balls to second base, where you'd have to move to his left and to his right.
It's like riding a bike for him.
Well, Pete discussed about 3 weeks ago with Kendrick that there might be a chance that he would start playing him at third and start playing him at first. So he had him start taking ground balls at all of the positions just from time to time as he is hit by the pitch and is aboard with 1 man down. And Pete even said, listen, in spring training I told him you're going to play 140 games in left field as long as you're not injured. He said that was the plan. But when Tommy Joseph was struggling in April and Franco continued to struggle throughout the season. There was a thought that they would put Howie Kendrick at first, at third, and now at a necessity have to put him at second base because of the injury to Cesar.
Well, having a guy that can play all those positions is so valuable for a manager. And he'll play them all well.
And Pete was asked today when we were down there with him about Scott Kingery, who's having such a good year with the Reading Titans, whether that's been discussed. And Pete was honest. He said, listen, I haven't talked to Matt Klentak about that as of yet. They'd have to make the jump from AA to the majors. And it's, you know, it's conceivable. Guys do it all the time. I think they're at least content for now what they have until at least they determine how long Cesar is going to be out.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, they got to see how long this is going to go.
And as Murph reported before, Cesar doesn't think it's going to be that long, and that's good. Because yesterday Cesar was somewhat non-committal because, you know, it was an annoying injury.
Mm-hmm.
One ball, one strike to Tommy Joseph here in the top of the 5th inning. And he hits that one a mile foul down the left field line. We had a Toyota turning point in the 1st inning. That was the single by Tommy Joseph.
It's a little cutter down and is able to knock it just past Jet Jerko to score a Gil Herrera. Give the Phillies a 1-0 lead at the time. That is your Toyota turning point.
Outside 2-2.
Here's his last at bat. He flew out to right field. Now you see him get to that baseball and he just kind of cut it. Instead of hitting through the baseball, I think he was so concerned with advancing Howie Kendrick on that leadoff double that he just wanted to spray something to the other side. So he got to the baseball and his bat head dropped. That's what I mean by cutting a baseball. And he just hit a lazy fly ball to the opposite field. If he stays more through that baseball on a more level swing where the bat head stays more level through the zone, the ball's going to be hit and hit hard.
It almost looked like he jammed himself on that last at bat.
See, watch how his bat, instead of going forward, he cuts it right there. So your bat is actually coming through the strike zone at an angle as opposed to being level.
Breaking ball, 3-2. There goes Kendrick. Pitches hit sharply to short. Diaz to second for one. And Wong easily to first to get Tommy Joseph. 6-4-3 double play. And the Phils are retired here in the 5th. We play 4.5. It's 2-0. Phillies on top of the Cards. It's our double play. We just saw it.
Yes, we did just see it, and Tommy Joseph hits this ball hard. Now I'm surprised that Colton Wong was going to be covering that play at second base, but that is your State Farm double play. State Farm here to help life go right.
All right, so you're surprised only because of the type of pitch that was thrown?
Yes, because so they signal for a fastball away. Now Tommy's a guy that does use the whole field, but and I would expect the shortstop to cover there, because a fastball away, you're thinking he's going to hit it to the right side. But Wong actually covers this. He sees Kendrick going, so he's the one that was going to take the throw had there been one from Eric Fryer, the catcher. That would have vacated the whole left side of the diamond. Usually the shortstop and the second baseman, they'll converse, say who's going to take the throw depending on pitch location.
Well, it was hit sharply by Tommy Joseph, but a double play. Colton Wong will lead it off. 3 infielders on the right side for the Phils, and this one is sliced the opposite way, and that's in for a hit. Nava will get to it, but Wong's on his way to second. He'll get there standing. A leadoff double. It's the second straight inning that the Cardinals have the leadoff batter aboard. It's their second 2-base hit. Eric Fryer is due up, and then Greg Garcia is out of the on-deck circle. The Cardinals have Tyler Lyons warming up in the bullpen, the lefty. So Wainwright's afternoon may be complete. Fryer shows bunt. They wouldn't do this, I don't think, if Wainwright was going to hit. I think Wainwright's fortunate that he's only allowed 2 runs. It's indicative of the Phillies' struggles offensively. One ball and 1 strike. Curveball inside, 3-1. That's a tough pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. He throws a changeup. Tough pitch for Fryer, but a good pitch for Aaron. A lot of confidence in that changeup here today.
He's able to get it down and away to these righties. Throwing an awful lot of off-speed pitches to a guy hitting just 205.
Little tapper foul, just trying to stay alive. It remains 3-2. Nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Phils lead it 2-0. Swing and a miss. He threw him another changeup. 6 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. And 1 away, and that will bring Greg Garcia to the plate to pinch hit for Adam Wainwright. Well, Murph, we certainly have seen a more effective Aaron Nola these last several starts.
You're right, Tom. You know, we started the broadcast talking to Aaron Nola, and I asked him about his last start, which was arguably one of the best of his career. And I said, you know, it seemed that you had your fastball command the entire game. Is that where it starts? And he said, not only is that where it starts for me, that's exactly where it ends. He said, I need my fastball command to be successful, and I need to pitch ahead of batters. And you take a look at what he's been able to do in May and June. First pitch strike, 72% of the time. That compared to 57% of the time in April. Not surprisingly, less pitches per inning when he's able to do that as well. Today, just 10 of 17 first pitch strikes for Aaron Nola, which is about 59%, so closer to his April numbers, but he has allowed just the 1 walk, so far he's been able to kind of get away with it. But Aaron Nola is the kind of guy that, you know, we've known this since the day he was drafted, needs to pitch ahead of guys. I had a chance to talk to Andrew Knapp, who was catching him today before the game, and I said, knowing that it's so important for Aaron Nola to pitch like that, what are you able to do? And he said, first and foremost, we have a game plan, he said, to attack these hitters, and I just need to keep Aaron Nola making sure that he understands that and attacking these hitters every time out. So that's what Andrew Knapp is trying to do behind the plate to help out his pitcher today.
Well, it's so effective for anybody when he can command the strike zone the way Nola does when he's at his peak. Now, there are his pitches by inning here today. As Murph mentioned, his first pitch strikes aren't necessarily where he'd like him to be. He probably wants about 2 or 3 more than what he has today. 10 first pitch strikes. Had a fastball, and somehow that missed. It's 2-1. Greg Garcia pinch hitting for Adam Wainwright. Phillies certainly needed what Nola did his last time out, the 8 innings in a 3-1 victory. Down low, 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball 4. Second walk issued by Nola. And out of the top of the order, Matt Carpenter is coming up. Those last couple pitches were out of the strike zone.
Yeah.
The previous one looked like it was a good pitch. But
the fastball in.
I think so.
Yeah. The fastball in has been there for him tonight. Or today, just hasn't gotten it called.
So here's Carpenter. Carpenter's 0 for 2. He's lined out and he's flied out. They play him to pull, and he takes outside 1-0. Curveball. And that one drops in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Carpenter does hit a ball to the right side here. It's going to be tough for Freddie to scramble and get back to the bag with the shift on. See Freddie lined up right there.
Carpenter so far this year, 222 with runners in scoring position. Fly ball center field, playable for Odubel Herrera. The runners will tag. Odubel sets up to throw, and he throws it to second, which is the right play.
Smart.
Runner goes to third. 2 outs, and runners on first and third for Dexter Fowler.
Another out on another changeup.
Really has been effective for him today, surprisingly.
He's only thrown it 13.5% of the time this season. Today he's got to throw it at, I'm thinking it's got to be at least around 30% today. Maybe higher.
Well, here's Fowler, who is the highest average with runners in scoring position at 2 outs for the Cardinals at .333. 5 for 15. Tries that curveball again, misses outside. He's 1 for 2 today. He doubled his first time up and then fly to left field his last time.
Aaron does have to be careful he doesn't start throwing it too much. These guys will start looking for it. I would think he'd be swinging right now.
3-0 with Piscotty on deck.
Still want to make a good quality pitch.
Takes it at the knees.
If he was going to go, that wasn't his pitch to hit.
A high fly ball to deep right field. If it's fair, the Cardinals have the lead. It is a fair ball. 3-run home run. And St. Louis is on top 3-2.
Got into that hitter's count. Got his pitch. Didn't miss it. Really why I thought he'd be swinging 3-0. Chose to take that one and go after the 3-1 pitch.
9th home run of the year for Fowler. 4th hit in this series. And the Cardinals lead it by 1. Adam Wainwright's happy because he can't lose this game. He can only win it now. Scotty the batter, and it's 0-1. Curtain call for Dexter Fowler. Scotty serves it down the left field line, foul. Well, here's the pitch sequence to Fowler.
There he goes. Hook, hook, change up, fastball in, fastball away. Oof. And that pitch at 92 down and into a lefty. Never a good spot.
Fowler certainly has struggled after signing the big deal this past offseason. But 4 hits now in this series in 8, making 9 at bats. Scotty serves it to center. Here comes Odubel. He'll make the catch. But the Cardinals, with that 3-run home run by Dexter Fowler, have taken the lead against Aaron Nola and the Phils. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Wainwright's out, but he can't lose the game. Second base right now. Odubel is putting the month of May in his rearview mirror and steering his way toward an exceptionally productive June. Through the first 6 days of the month, Herrera compiled 12 hits, all of the extra base hit variety, including 10 doubles, already besting his career high in a month. Pitchers had his number early in the season, but if you mess with El Torito, you get the horns. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Aaron Nola had a 2-0 lead and going into the bottom of the 5th inning, and then Dexter Fowler. And it wasn't only about Fowler, it was some of the other at-bats that the Cardinals had in that inning. But Fowler's 3-run home run has turned things around. And now Tyler Lyons will take over. Lyons here in the 6th inning will face Michael Saunders, Maikel Franco, and Andrew Knapp. Taking over for Adam Wainwright. Wainwright went 5 innings. He allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. So Tyler Lyons takes over for the Cardinals, and Joaquin Benoit starting to throw for the Phils. Boy, that ball had some wicked movement on it, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Saunders did stay in there nicely.
outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he fouls it off to the right side. Tyler Lyons went to Oklahoma State University. And he was a big-time prospect for the Cardinals as he came through their system. Originally, he was drafted by the Yankees in 2009. He did not sign and then was drafted by the Cardinals a year later and signed. Saunders strikes out. 1 away here in the 6th inning. And here's Maikel Franco. Time for our Citizens Bank Minor League report. Yesterday, Lehigh Valley lost to Scranton 11-4. Cousins, a double and 2 RBIs. Drew Anderson pitched well as Reading defeated Hartford 4-1. 7 innings, 2 hits. Clearwater lost to Jupiter. Drew Stankiewicz, though, had his 5th home run. And David Martinelli, in a loss to Hagerstown, paced the Blue Claws with 2 doubles, a triple, and an RBI. Maikel Franco hits it the other way. They were shading him to pull, and he's aboard with a 1-out single here in the 6th inning. And Andrew Knapp will bat. Knapp has been on base twice. This will be his first opportunity batting right-handed. Andrew has been switch hitting since he was a kid. Most of our times getting to see him play has been from the left side.
How about last weekend when Schmitty said that he used to switch hit because he was such a bad hitter in high school?
Yeah,
he used to hit left-handed.
Was it sophomore and junior year? Was a bad hitter in high school?
Boy, did that catch me off guard.
Opposite way, and going back on it is Biscotti. He'll reel it in, and now there are 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Galvis is coming up. Blanco is coming out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Nola. I wonder if Galvis makes an out here if they'll let Nola go back. I would think they would.
He's at 93 pitches.
Maybe not.
I'd send him back out.
I would too. Galvis takes low, 1-0. Lyons was a starting pitcher when he was in the minor leagues for the Cardinals, which happens a lot with relievers. You can see a little funkiness with his from the left side, so that's what probably makes him so good out of the bullpen. At least that's what the hope is. But he threw a no-hitter when he was in the minor leagues for Palm Beach when he was 23 years old. Freddie Galvis slices one out toward right. Biscotti is there again, and the Phillies are retired here in the 6th inning. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. Middle of the 6th, Phillies down 3-2. to you by Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By McDonald's, introducing the new signature crafted recipes at McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by your local Chevrolet dealers. Phillies trail at 3-2. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Pete Mackanin has decided to dip into his bullpen here after Aaron Nola allowed the 3-run home run in the 5th inning. No double switch. So this is 1 inning and done for Joaquin Benoit. Benoit's been on the disabled list with a sore knee. So Nola goes 5, allows 3 runs on 4 hits. The big blow, the 3-run home run by Fowler.
Made 1 bad pitch. Man.
And now Benoit. The only thing I could think of is that he was at 93 pitches. This is why he's decided to take him out and not let him at least get through the 6th.
'93 is not a ton, but he
No.
did throw a lot that last half inning.
Oh, 0-1. Jed Jerko's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. It'll be Jerko, Aledmys Diaz, and then Tommy Pham. Oh, and 2. Tapper foul, the third base line. Another ground ball foul, and it remains 1-2. I think that's enjoyable for those gentlemen, the ball boys, the 3 down the left field line, 3 down the right field line.
There's actually 4 down the right field line.
Oh, there are? 1, 2, 3. I mean, they get a chance to sit on the field, and they're not youngsters.
I would need a taller stool, Tom.
Popped up, shallow left. Galva shading his eyes from the sun, says he has it, and puts it away for the first out. I would think, though, if you are an employee of a ballpark and that is your designated assignment, I mean, that's got to be an experience and a half right there.
Yeah.
You think there's seniority? He's bored. I don't think the glove's going to help him on the ground, but he's a big dude. He doesn't look like he needs it.
I don't know if he really enjoys it.
Diaz 0 for 2. He's grounded out, and he's also popped out. We should really keep an eye on him because he may go to sleep at some point. 90-degree day, leaning up against that padding. inside. 1-1. He's ready. He's got a lot of ground to cover down the right field line. He's got to pick that cup up, though. 1-2. He needs a bigger helmet. Back toward the middle. Kendrick has it, throws on one hop, 2 hops past Tommy Joseph into the dugout. Then Diaz will go to second base.
Would have been tough to get down that line and back that throw up for Andrew Knapp, but he was just standing at home plate. Probably didn't think that Howie Kendrick was going to get there. He does get there, and
it's a good play on it.
It is a good play. Tommy thought he could stay on the bag and get the ball.
Well, he could have. He looked like he just swiped at it instead of just waiting for it.
Yeah, the ball just stayed down on him. Good play to get there.
Well, there has to be one error at least involved there, just to allow Diaz to go to second base. I'm assuming just by the pattern of scoring this weekend, it's going to be a hit and an error. And that's what it is. So runner at second base with 1 man down. Tommy Pham is behind, no balls and 1 strike. Well, Howie certainly showed good range there. That infield hit for Diaz, his 13th, which is the 4th most in Major League Baseball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Would you go back? Would you go back up every single time?
Yes.
You would never assume? Like you were saying that maybe Andrew assumed there.
No, yeah, I mean, it's easy too, but I thought the ball was going to get up the middle from here. He probably just thought, nah, that ball's up the middle. I don't need to back up. I tried not to assume. You also have to know your infielders and the range that they have. Like you said, Howie showed a ton of range right there.
He did. Back toward the middle. That'll be into center field, a base hit. Diaz around third, heading for home. The throw to the plate by Herrera is offline. Going to second base is Pham. 4-2. Cardinals up. 16th RBI of the season for Pham.
Joaquin unhappy with himself that he wasn't able to field this ball. Was hit hard. But it gets right past him. He's in a good fielding position. Just not able to get his glove down on time. And Odubel did a good job of keeping that ball low, getting it to the cutoff man. Tommy just letting it go through as opposed to cutting it. He would have had Pham dead to rights at second base.
Outside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. 95 on that fastball, and it's 1-2.
Wong with a double to left his last at bat. See the shift on, but outfield pretty straight up. He will use the whole field. Now it's 12 hits to left, 13 to center, 16 to right field.
Runner goes, pitch is swung on and foul tipped, and a strikeout of Wong, but Pham swipes third. That's his 6th stolen base of the year. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. He got a good jump.
Yes, he did. He was timing up Joaquin Benoit. Made to third easily.
All right, so now Fryer, who is 0 for 2, he's grounded out and struck out. He delivers outside, 1 ball, no strikes. No batting gloves, just a lot of dirt for Fryer. Bowman warming up in the bullpen. Pitched a 1-2-3 inning his last time out against the Phillies. Struck out the side. And now 1-2. I don't know if Fryer has shown any ability to time this 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
No. I think that Joaquin would stay with that.
And he does, but it's upstairs. Can't walk this guy. You got a pitch hitter on deck and Chad Hoffman. Three balls, 2 strikes. Opposite way, base hit to right field, drives in a run. 2-run score here in the 6th inning. It's now 5-2 Cardinals as Fryer picks up his 2nd RBI of this series, playing in place of Yadier Molina. Well, Pete Buchanan's coming up. That was the fastest pitch of the at-bat. 96.3. So Benoit is most likely done as Pham scores. A pitching change here in the 6th inning. Phillies now down by 3. Ramos coming on when we get back. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, Ben, here we go. Who was the first player in World Series history to lead off a Game 7 with a home run? First player. First and only player.
First and only player.
The lead
I
off
remember when he came up, he had some big hits, some big home runs. I'm not positive, but I'm going to go with Colton Wong.
Colton Wong is incorrect. It's a good guess. He's not on the Cardinals. Well, he was not on the Cardinals when he did this, but he is on the Cardinals now. It's not Derek Jeter, just so you know. He's played a big role in today's game as
Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, Dexter Fowler. Chad Huffman will be the batter against Ramos. Log back on to Phillies.com. Find out if you're a winner of our prize pack. Fowler's 3-run home run erased a 2-run deficit. Huffman a little out in front. Did he not call it a strike? Okay, it is a strike according to the first base umpire, Ed Hickox. One and two. That ball gets away from Knapp. That's going to allow Fryer to head up to second base.
That was a really short pitch.
Yes, it was.
It was about 55-footer. You can see the dirt where it splashed out in front. Now that's a good 5 feet in front of home plate. You can still see the mark.
Ramos's numbers 3.42 earned run average. Now the 2-2 pitch coming to Huffman. Outside and low, 3-2. Curveball is bounced foul. Got him. Huffman strikes out. The inning comes to a close, but 2 more runs are added by the Cardinals. Fryer added the second one with an RBI single to right. To the 7th we go. Pitcher spot is due to lead it off with the Phillies down 5-2. Well, that's the backbreaker right there. That swing by Dexter Fowler. That was a 3-run home run. It erased the Phillies' 2-run lead. That was back in the 5th inning. This is our Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. Aaron Nola went 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Wainwright is the pitcher of record right now on the winning side. He went 5 innings. He got through 5, allowed 6 hits and 2 earned runs. Phillies left him off the hook a couple of times. But now as we go to the top of the 7th inning, Matt Bowman will be on to face Andres Blanco, who's pinch hitting. Bowman struck out the side in his inning the other night. And Blanco fouls the first pitch off. Bowman 4.55 earned run average.
Came in the other night. He looked like Cy Young, striking out the side. Very good changeup.
Got a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-2.
You look at that ERA, 4.55 after what we saw the other night. Same way with the Braves with Luke Jackson.
We've had an ability to make some guys look pretty good. There's that changeup that Ben talked about.
Straight over the top.
It'll be Blanco, then Odubel Herrera and Daniel Nava. Those are the scheduled hitters for the Phillies, who have lost 4 consecutive games. They're riding high after winning 4 straight. The 2 games against the Braves to start this road trip. Pete said at the beginning of this series against the Cardinals, he thought this was a big series. He didn't want to overstate things, but because the Phillies had played well through 2 games in Atlanta and then dropped the next 2, he felt like they needed to play better here in St. Louis so they wouldn't revert back to the way they were in the month of May. Not saying that they're going to revert back to the way they were in May, but you lose 5 straight, it's going to creep back into your head. 3-2 to Blanco. Phillies are now 4-5 here in May after going 6-22. Excuse me, in June, after going 6-22 in May. Three-two pitch coming to Blanco. And ball 4. So the Phils have the leadoff batter aboard. And Odubel Herrera will be the batter. Sunday, July 9th, when the Phillies take on the San Diego Padres, the kids' retro pullover jacket, compliments of hers, will be given out to kids 14 and under. Go to Phillies.com for more information and to purchase your tickets. Odubel is 2 for 3 today. There's that changeup. Was that a changeup? That may have been a fastball. Boy, it had the same action of the changeup. Odubel just tossed his sunglasses aside. Daniel Nava, a nice guy, was nice enough to go over and pick him up. Now the 0-1 pitch to Herrera. Lays off, 1-1. 2-2 to Herrera. Trevor Rosenthal warming up in the bullpen. Things worked out well yesterday for the Cardinals. They did not want to use Rosenthal. And Neshek is loosening up for the Phils. And that one's pulled to first, a double play. Carpenter glided right after it and right onto the bag. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Man, oh man, oh man.
Doesn't have far to go.
It's a fair ball too.
Yeah.
Well, it may have hooked foul past the bag, but at the moment it was fair. Daniel Nava has 1 hit in 3 at-bats. First 2 at-bats for Nava, he saw 16 pitches. The last at-bat, he saw 1. But he was really working Wainwright in his first 2 appearances against him. Down the right field line, that's well hit. Going back is Piscotty. It is gone. A home run for Daniel Nava. A solo shot, and it's now a 5-3 ball game. And what a shame,
man,
because the Phillies had a base runner, but the double play erased that base runner. So it's a solo shot, and it's a 2-run ball game.
Good swing by Daniel. Gets that changeup, that good changeup we were talking about. Stays back and hammers it down the right field line. Never had a home run feel so deflating after the double play. You know, you could have put 2 back on the board, only been down a run right here. But Daniel Nava, good swing. Gets the Phillies within 2.
And it makes a winner out of Beth Boger of Lebanon. She's now won $500. Bowman takes care of Kendrick.
Way to go, Beth.
So Nava wins somebody $500 and pulls the Phils a run closer. Time to stretch. Cardinals up 5-3. Friday, August 11th, will the Phillies take on the New York Mets. All fans coming to the ballpark to celebrate the alumni weekend will receive the Pete Rose Bobble figurine, compliments of Toyota. It's all part of Toyota Alumni Weekend festivities. You can check out the entire schedule by going to Phillies.com/theme nights. It's going to be a great weekend as Pete is inducted, is placed onto the Wall of Fame. Yeah, that Bobble figurine has such a great likeness to him. So now as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Pat Neshek, the former Cardinal, will face Matt Carpenter, who is 0 for 3 today. He's lined out and he's flied out twice. And he pulls that one to right field. That'll be an extra base hit. And it's a ground rule double for Carpenter. So he goes to second base with his 7th double of the season. And that'll bring Dexter Fowler to the plate. He was bringing the lumber, brought to you by Yellowwood, brand pressure treated pine, in his last at bat.
3-1 fastball, 92 miles an hour off Aaron Nola, and he doesn't miss it. Put the Cardinals up 3-2 at the time. That is your Yellowwood bringing the lumber.
8 of his 9 home runs have come here at Busch Stadium. And he bunts. 0-1. Well, may have got a piece of Andrew Knapp. He bunts toward third. Franco comes in, makes the catch, tries to double up Carpenter, and does. Wow, great reactions by Maikel Franco, and a heck of a throw off balance to finish the double playoff.
Maikel makes that play very well on the bunts that are down that third base line. You come in barehanded and throw it to first base. Very similar here. It just has to change his angle a little bit. Good first step there. Just gets it on to Freddie. Good awareness right there by everybody.
Yeah, Carpenter was swimming as he went back to second base. No balls and 1 strike to Piscotty. Piscotty is 1 for 2 today. He has singled, walked, and flied out to center. His average at .261. Little grunt from Neshek. Got him. 3 pitches and Piscotty is struck out. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Neshek has made sure it's still a 2-run game as we move to the 8th inning here in St. Louis. Brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. Phillies trail at 5-3 as we move on to the top of the 8th inning. Time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game. You just got a peek at it.
Yes, we did. Off the bat of Dexter Fowler, Michael Franco comes charging in, makes a very nice grab, but even better throw to Freddie Galvis at second base. That's good field presence right there. Good awareness. Able to get Carpenter and that leadoff double. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
All right, so now we go to the top of the 8th inning. It's Trevor Rosenthal that will take over. Rosenthal will face Tommy Joseph, and then Michael Saunders and Maikel Franco. First pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Oh, and 2. On that fastball from Rosenthal. And a strike 3 call. Tommy's down looking, and Michael Saunders is coming up. Let's check in with Craig Murphy. Murph.
All right, time for the Unlimited Baseball break presented by T-Mobile, Tom. And we'll start off with the Yankees and Aaron Judge. The Yankees rookie continues to impress. He came into today's game against the Orioles batting .332. That was fifth best in the American League with 19 home runs. That's best in the American League. Well, today he just added to the cause. How about him going 4 for 4 today, including his 20th home run of the season? And that one went 495 feet. It is the second longest home run in the StatCast era. Only Giancarlo Stanton's 504 from a year ago is longer than that. 495 now. 20 home runs for Aaron Judge. Going out on a limb. I think he's the leader in the clubhouse for Rookie of the Year in the American League. Also, the Major League Baseball draft is tomorrow for all teams. Obviously, it starts on Monday. It goes through Wednesday. Minnesota Twins with the first pick in the draft, followed by the Reds and the Padres. Of course, the Phillies will have the 8th overall pick in that draft, guys.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. Ben knows as well as anybody. It's an exciting time to hear your name called, particularly when you're 1, 2. Well, even if your name's not called on the first day, it's called on the second day. It's just an exciting moment in a lot of young players' lives.
It's a life changer, really.
Particularly the guys that are selected tomorrow. It really can be a life changer.
Yes.
No balls and 2 strikes to Saunders. By the way, if you haven't seen Aaron Judge's home run today, you just take a look at it. It was out toward the monuments. 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
I don't think anybody on draft day will be out riding their John Deere, cutting the grass like I was.
You never know. Somebody
I
might
guess
be.
You never know.
Although I think technology is a little different now than it was back then. Maikel Franco, the hitter. 1 ball, no strikes. Phillies top pick from last year, the #1 overall pick, Mickey Moniak, is hitting .266 with 2 home runs, 25 runs batted in Lakewood. Cornelius Randolph, who was not the first overall pick, but a first-round pick, is hitting .234 with 6 home runs and 28 runs batted in. He's just 20 years old. Moniak 19. 1-1 pitch now to Franco. And inside, 2-1. Miles an hour. We saw 100 yesterday. Carlos Martinez threw 100 yesterday in the 9th inning of his complete game shutout. Only the second starting pitcher to do so. Justin Verlander was the other one. He did it in 2008. Guess it's much more startling than we thought. And a strike 3 called. Rosenthal strikes out the side. 2 looking, 1 swinging. A rather easy 8th inning for him. On to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phil's still trailing by 2. And under will receive the W.B. Mason collectible truck. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Should be a good weekend against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tough team. Phillies trail at 5-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Speaking of the draft, here is the draft order for the top 10. And the Twins, as Murph said, on the clock. They're number 1. Reds number 2. And the Phillies are smack dab in the middle of the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. I mean, think about the turnaround they've had, the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. They're in the top 10 in this year's draft, but they're also 2 of the top offensive teams this year in Major League Baseball. As Aaron Altair comes on to play right field in this double switch. Hector Neris delivers high to Jed Gyorko, who is 0 for 3 and 3 for 10 in this series. Every time a Phillies pitcher retires, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Aaron Nola did it back in the second. 3-2. And ball 4. Jerko walks. Leadoff batters aboard for the second straight inning. Third walk issued by Phillies pitching. Sun Won Oh is warming up in the bullpen for the Cards. He's their closer. Diaz to shortstop. That could be 2. Galvis has to back up on it. And it is a 6-4-3 double play. Nice turn by Howie Kendrick. Like riding a bike. And 2 outs.
Well, they do this early work. Freddie's got to lay back on it just a hair. That bigger bounce. But you're right. A good turn. Good strong throw there by Howie Kendrick.
Tommy Pham is the hitter. And he waves the first pitch 0-1. Well, the Phillies in their 9th inning will have Knapp, Galvis, and Altair. Those are the scheduled hitters. And a base hit by Pham to right field. That's his second hit. 4th in the series.
Kids love that song.
What song is that, Ben?
Bruno Mars song.
I like
What I
Mars.
Like. Very talented.
Yeah.
My kids absolutely love that song.
Well, do you?
I like it. It's catchy. Sounded like my mom right there. That's a catchy tune.
Well, you're not getting any younger. Little bloop down the left field line. Foul. No balls and 1 strike. Out toward the gap in right center field, and that's going to split the gap and go to the wall. And an insurance run is going to score for the Cardinals. Colton Wong will stop at second, an RBI double, and it's back to a 3-run ball game.
His second double of the day to go along with a couple strikeouts. Another 2-out rally by the Cardinals. The splitter that, again, he just not getting on top of that, acting more like a changeup. Doesn't have that tumbling action. Pham scores easily from first base.
Well, Fryer's now up. Fryer's been pretty productive for Yadier Molina in this series, if only because he's contributed a couple hits and a couple RBIs. And now it's 0-2. Got him. He threw the split. and picked up the strikeout. However, the Cardinals picked up a run. We'll move to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Phils. Andrew Knapp will start it off. O is coming in to try to close it.
Will take the ball for the Sox and the Phils, and on Thursday, Nick Pivetta and Chris Sale for the Red Sox. But guys, this one's not over yet.
It is not over yet, Murph. You are correct about that. It's a 3-run deficit, though, that's staring the Phillies right in the face. And they'll have to face Sun Won O. O has closed out 14 games this year. He has 390 career saves, counting his time in Japan, where he was a closer. He did nothing else but close. First pitch to Knapp is high. The most saves he ever had was 47 in 2006. He's a 34-year-old who's in the 2nd year of his contract. Now, we mentioned since the first 3 games came to a close, he has found himself to be rather effective for the Cardinals. He was not originally closing last year when he came over. One ball and 2 strikes to Knapp. Phillies have gone down on strikes 3 consecutive times. They held a 2-0 lead in this ball game until the Cardinals had a 3-run home run by Dexter Fowler in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they haven't looked back since. Bouncer back toward the middle, and that's going to get into center field. A leadoff single for Knapp, his 2nd hit of the day. So he's 2 for 3. And that brings Freddie Galvis to the plate. It'll be Galvis, then Altair. Freddie is 0 for 2, 0 for his last 8. By the way, I should correct myself as far as O goes with his numbers in Japan. He only pitched 2 years in Japan. The rest of it was in Korea. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Cool days like this, you got to blow in your hand, keep it warm.
bouncer right side into right field, a base hit. Knapp will. He's going to keep on going to third base. Well, Piscotty kind of laid back on it too, and that enabled Andrew to kick it into high gear, and it puts runners on first and third. After the ball game, it's Phillies post-game live. Marshall Harris and Tommy Green are standing by. Well, highlights and analysis of this ball game. They're going to talk about Aaron Nola and how well he pitched for the first 4 innings of the game, and then the 3-run home run he allowed. Michael Saunders' continued struggles will be a topic as well. That's only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies post-game live.
The Phillies have something brewing here in the top of the 9th. Hopefully they can continue to string hits together.
Altera up for the first time, and he takes strike 1. He is the tying run. He represents the tying run. Aaron, 9 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Outside, 1-1. Lays off. Good. That's a good take.
I think he gets something good to hit here. O doesn't want to go 3-1. Aaron was thinking the same thing. That ball probably out of the strike zone.
He got him. 9 strikeouts for Cardinals pitching.
Climbs the ladder again. Good 4-seam fastball at the top.
Odubel Herrera now is 2 for 4. He is singled, doubled, struck out, and lined out. Some of these breaking pitches, they're causing Odubel's feet to sort of scatter in the batter's box. I guess the sense is that he's just a little off balance.
Needs to back the ball up, use the whole field right here, out in front of that first one.
Up and away. That one the opposite way. A base hit to left field. A run will score. It's an RBI for Odubel, his 2nd of the day, and it's now a 6-4 ball game.
Good swing.
Well, good swing, and now it means the tying runs are on base for Daniel Nava. Last time up, Nava, he pulled the Phils a little closer.
He got a change up from Bowman. Up and deposited over the right field fence. That got the Phillies within 2 at the time.
So Nava has 2 hits today. He's 2 for 4. His average at 318. 3 homers now, 10 RBIs. And he takes up 1-0. He's got a runner in scoring position. He's a .313 hitter with runners in scoring position. Phillies have scored or have scored a lot of their runs late in games. They only have 1 win though when they're trailing after 8 innings. 1 in 32. It'd be a nice time to pick up win number 2.
In the midst of this 4-game losing streak, and nice to see this fight in this ball club.
Those are the numbers in the series for the Phils with runners in scoring position. Boy, Fryer looked like he moved his glove on that pitch. Nava just said something to the home plate umpire. Changes the whole complexion of the at-bat. One ball, 2 strikes to Nava. Spoils it foul.
Sounded like he may have broken his bat on that. I guess
sound like that.
Obviously did not.
Got him. Fryer hangs on. And Nava has one more word with the home plate umpire. Yeah, there are 2 outs.
Little slider that backs up. Tried to go in at the belt with that. Backed up on the outside corner.
Howie Kendrick, who has been on base twice today, a double and a hit by pitch. Last man standing for the Phillies, who've scored a run here in the inning. They're down by 2. And a first pitch fastball 0-1. I think he's thinking those pitches are up. That didn't look like a bad pitch.
Take a look here. The pitch cast. That's at the top of the zone.
Yeah. No balls, 2 strikes to Kendrick. The opposite way, a base hit to right field. Galvis around third, heading for home. Odubel stopped at second base. The Phils were within 1. It's a 6-5 ball game. An RBI single for Howie Kendrick, and now the tying run is on second, and Derek Lilliquist is coming out to talk to O.
I think that got the ire of Howie Kendrick. The pitch that he thought was up, we saw that was a good pitch, but tries to throw a fastball by him. Howie gets on top, shoots it to right field. Oh, the advantage of using the whole field. He tries to get it up there. Good thing Howie did with that is he went at it with his hands. He didn't go at it with his body.
And Galvis was able to coast home. So Odubel's at second base. Kendrick is at first base. I don't know if Odubel should have been at third or not. Piscotty did a better job getting to that baseball than he did earlier in the game when Knapp went to third. Well, here's Tommy Joseph. He is 1 for 4. And he fouls the first pitch back. And I guess if you're Odubel and if you're not sure, you don't go.
No chance.
I think because I saw Knapp go, I thought it would be easier for Odubel to get to third base. But he is in scoring position, and that's the key right now. One ball, one strike.
How big is that run that the Cardinals scored in the bottom of the 8th?
It's huge. Just off the outside part of the plate. Well, that was a lot closer than I thought. Opposite way to right center field. Piscotty, though, is there. He says he's got it, and the ball game is over. The Phillies do score 2 here in the 9th inning, but they leave 2 on base as O is able to get the save. And the Phils are swept out of St. Louis. They now have lost 5 consecutive games. They lose this afternoon 6-5. Our Chevrolet player of the game is Dexter Fowler. A double and a 3-run home run. That 3-run home run was really a backbreaker because the Phils had the lead. Plus they left Wainwright off the hook a little bit also.
Yeah, and especially with how well Aaron Nola was throwing the baseball.
Well, that home run is our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Yeah, 3-1 pitch. Hooks it right down the line. That ball well out of here. And he's starting to get hot. He swung the bats pretty good in this series. That is your W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Cardinals have won 3 games over the Phils this weekend here in St. Louis. Phils have dropped 5 straight. They lose at 6-5. We'll wrap